back here with us on Overdrive. A Triumph Bonneville lookalike with an Austrian accent and Chinese roots. Well, this is the Brixton Cromwell 1200, which is a modern classic motorcycle which does not have 100 years of heritage but certainly looks the kind.
This is the Cromwell 1200, a motorcycle that's not heritage in the classic sense, but heritage in intent. And in a world where image often matters more than the origin, does it really make a difference?
From 10 feet away, the Cromwell 1200 could pass off for a Bonneville T120 with a beard and leather wristbands. There's the teardrop tank, the twin shocks, the round headlamp, and the minimal fuss lines. But get closer and the details begin to surprise. The paint has depth. The metal finishes feel substantial. The badges and switchgear don't scream budget. In fact, it feels very well put together, more so than many affordable retros trying to be something they are not. Underneath the vintage visuals sits a 1222cc parallel twin, churning out 82 PS and a thumping 108 Newton meters of torque. Developed in-house by Brixton's parent company KSR Group and built by Gaukin in China, this motor is a clean sheet design. The Cromwell isn't a rev-happy hooligan, it's a talky cruiser in disguise. Ideal for city glides and Sunday rides, but not something that eggs you on.
That said, if you are comfortable hanging on, getting slapped by the wind, the motorcycle will comfortably do 140 plus on the highway, stay there without breaking a sweat. And then the brakes are absolutely up to the mark, dropping that anchor authoritatively when the need arises. That said, don't let the compass in the headlight bezel or on the engine casing fool you, because this is not a cross-country explorer. It prefers those chilled-out highway runs or cafe runs or quick city sprints. At 235 kilos wet, it is quite a heavyweight. And in case you puncture those tires, good luck pushing it around. It will need a lot of muscle. But once it's on the move, it settles into a really nice rhythm. So on the move, shouldn't be much of a problem. Tight parking spaces definitely will need some getting used to.
The KYB suspension setup is so firm that it shows it was made for the Austrian tarmac, not Indian. Nissan brakes though do the job without fanfare but feel sharp and safe. The Cromwell gets a respectable list of features: traction control, dual ride modes, Eco and Sport, LED lighting all around, though the turn blinkers could have been better and bigger for better safety, and a TFT dash.
The display is quite slick and responds to throttle inputs quite nicely. It's only the animation while changing modes that feels a bit sluggish, and when you have overhead sun, it becomes a bit of a problem to read it. I think it's a very odd shortcoming for a motorcycle that otherwise feels so thoughtfully executed.
The seat is broad and surprisingly comfortable. The upright riding position is relaxed even for taller riders. Tank range is decent for city rides, not so much for long distance tours. And the mirrors actually show something other than your elbows. There aren't too many pedal, seat or handlebar vibrations to complain of either, which adds to the bike's overall sense of refinement and premium. It feels genuinely premium, in fact, in that regard. In short, it's not just for posing outside cafes, though it's perfectly suited to do that as well. At around 9 lakh rupees, the Cromwell 1200 is comfortably cheaper than the T120 and significantly more expensive than Royal Enfield's Super Meteor or Shotgun 650, both in terms of price and performance. With nearly double the displacement and output, the Cromwell plays in a different league altogether.
Sure, that badge doesn't have the legacy, they may not have the service network, they may not have the cult following yet. But for someone who wants that big bike, classic, modern retro look without coughing up Triumph money, this one sits in a sweet spot.
The Cromwell 1200 is a fascinating proposition. It doesn't pretend to be iconic. It doesn't rewrite the retro rulebook. but it also doesn't cut corners where it counts. It offers just enough of everything: looks, comfort, torque, tech, to make you wonder why more brands don't try this hard.
If you're looking for pedigree, legacy, head for a Triumph showroom. But if you want a good-looking, modern retro without maximizing your loan eligibility, the Brixton right here definitely deserves more than a second look.
It's time for us to take our final commercial break here on the show, but don't go anywhere because on the other side, we'll be chatting with Mr. Anand Kulkarni, Chief Products Officer, Head of HP Programs and Customer Service, Tata Passengers Electric Mobility, to talk about an incredible milestone.